Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the regular board meeting for the North Oakland Transportation Authority. Today is Thursday, June 15th, 2023, and we're at the NOTA offices. I want to welcome everybody. And I'll ask Lynn to call a roll call for attendance, please.
Sure. McDonald,
Here?
Flood,
Here.
Kelch is excused, Curtis,
Here.
Barnett is excused, Brakefield,
Here.
Cyrowski, and Pearson,
Here.
Wappel,
Here.
Bourgeot,
Here.
Payne.
Here.
Guess I'll sit down in the basement.
Okay, we have a quorum. So we'll begin with respects to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the board has a new agenda. If you didn't pick the new one up when you came in, we need to get you one.
Do you know one?
Apologies, we had some last minute things come up. We had to get them on today.
Okay.
Okay, the board has a proposed agenda. Any questions, or if none?
Sure.
All right,
Kelch.
no Carol here?
Musical chair.
Perfect.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. So if you can copies of this, a couple copies of this.
I swapped it out for this one. So,
Okay, I'm going to welcome everybody again. And then we're looking at the agenda right now. Are there any additions, subtractions, corrections? If none, a motion to approve would be in order.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the agenda as submitted.
Zach,
Lori? Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Are the minutes, are the agendas approved? The board received the minutes in the packet from the regular meeting held May 18th, 2023. Are there any edits, changes, corrections? If none, a motion to approve them would be in order as well.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the minutes as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion to approve the minutes from the May meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay, motion carried. The minutes are approved. Director's report. Lynn?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Our ride numbers for May were 4,043 with our 19 routes, which is up 13% from last year. Total mileage for March was 58,519, and that's up 15% from last year. Our bids for the parking lot expansion came in on June 8th and were opened in public with Jim Sharp, our engineer, Mike McDonald, and Margie Payne in attendance. We had 4 bids, and the lowest bid was Birmingham Seal Coat for $492,552.80. Please find the bid results in the packet, and suggested vendor from our engineer is Birmingham Seal Coat. They are the ones who quoted us last year and who returned our deposit from last year. We had a meeting yesterday with at Groveland Township with the 6 townships, Brandon, Independence, Groveland, Holly, Rose, and Springfield. And it was actually a great meeting. It was just an initial meet and greet with everyone, and Oakland County was there. And it went really well. I think that that the county was concerned that there was going to be a lot of animosity, and we didn't find that at all. It actually was very friendly. I've met up with most of the township supervisors and people in charge of the transportation, and Brandon Township is going to come out and visit, as well as Independence and Holly. So they are all very interested. Actually, Holly Township actually said, can I just give this to you? So I think that they're ready to be done. So that was at least a start. And we've also been meeting with the county once a month with all the groups and all the providers, just to kind of update everybody, kind of go, and SMART's been included in that as well as the RTA. And we kind of go over our dispatch software, vehicle procurement, and whatnot. And currently, SMART is having Michael Baker do a planning project for their entire area, but it does include Oakland County, and they're including us and the other providers in this strategic plan for transportation. So Nigel and I attended the CTAA National Expo in Oklahoma City, May 21st through the 24th, along with WODA and SMART representatives, and it was a great conference. We learned a lot, met a lot of great contacts, and a lot of the vendors. We also were able to drive one of the electric vehicles that we're looking at procuring. It looks like a Ford Transit. It's on a Ford Transit chassis, but it gets like 200-mile range, which is good. The finance director for SMART, Ryan Byrne, came out to discuss NODA receiving possible LBO funding, and this is part of the gas tax. This is something that we've been talking about for a long time, and it's finally, they're actually saying that we were able to receive this funding now, not this year, but next year, which would actually match our millage dollars, 29% for urban, 35% for non-urban. So it's a huge increase. It could be almost another $1 million in funding next year for us. So it's nice that we're finally getting a response from them. Let's see, I asked for Orion and Oxford procurement policies so I can get one for NODA. I used Orion's example to create the one that's in the packet today. And based on that, it looks like both of the townships do formal bids for purchases over $20,000, but the board has the right to waive the bid process for purchases if they choose. So that's kind of written into that, kind of like for vehicle purchases and whatnot. I'd like to invest $2 million in Robinson Capital, which invests multiple CDs in increments of $249,000. So all of it is FDIC insured. They're it's liquid. They're earning like 4.8% right now, and Robinson's already on the approved list, but they go through another company which is included in this packet for today. It's a different management company, so I just wanted to add their name to our investment policy, and then they reviewed our investment policy, and they had to add a section 2, so that's on the agenda as well. Currently, we have $3 million at Michigan Class. They're earning a little bit more, like 5.15%, and we've actually earned $30,000 in interest since March, which is awesome. But they aren't FDIC insured, so I think I'll reduce that amount to $1 million and invest $2 million with the Robinson Capital. I'll be on vacation July 13th through the 23rd, so I won't be around for the next scheduled board meeting. So I have on the agenda whether we want to cancel or move that date. That's all. Thank you.
Any questions for Lynn informally? If not, have a motion to receive and file the report.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions on the motion to receive and file? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, please say no. Okay, moving on to public comments. Any comments? No? Okay. Move on then in our agenda to the approval of financial activity. I usually do this in 2 steps. We'll receive and file the financial activity and then have another motion for approval of the bills.
I move to receive and file the financial activity dated June 15th, 2023.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to receive and file the financial activity. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of receiving and filing, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay, motion carries. We'll move on to approval of bills in the amount of $61,806.18.
I move to approve the bills in the amount of $61,806.18.
Support.
A motion and a second for approval of the bills. Any questions on the motion or the bills? Hearing none, roll call, please, Lynn.
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Excuse me. Brakefield?
Yes.
Cyrowski?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Wapple,
Yes.
Bordeaux,
Yes.
Payne.
Okay. All in favor? Motion carries.
Payne? Payne?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
I didn't hear my
All
name.
right.
Oh, sorry, you were the last one,
Yeah.
Margie. Okay, we have no old business, so we'll move on to new business, of which we have quite a bit. Lynn's done a good job of getting the information into the packet. We'll take them one at a time, obviously. And the first will be the NOTA parking lot bid selection. As Lynn noted in her report, Margie Payne, myself, and Lynn were here, and we also had Jim Pierce was here as well, representing our interests and in the matter. And he also sent a letter to Lynn recommending the Birmingham Seal Coat bid as conforming to our requirements and et cetera, et cetera. So their quoted amount was $492,552.80. So Lynn or Jim, did you have any comments that you wanted to make or a recommendation at this time?
Did a nice job. You guys received 4 bids. Birmingham Seal Coat was the low bidder. They're local here. They've done work in Oxford Township, Oxford Village, private jobs around the community. We checked their references. Everything checks out well, and I'm here more just to answer any questions that you may have had about the parking lot or something. But
I just have a quick.
Mr. Pierce.
The last time we had bids, what were our bids back?
Oh,
They
think
were,
it was
Was it less or more?
well,
It was-
they were more because we've evolved. We've actually had 2 previous proposals.
before I was involved, it was just kind of like a mill and resurface type thing. This has turned into an expansion of the parking lot because of the additional funds that you've received now and more buses and so forth. It's going to be a total gut job. There's going to be a fuel tank that's placed out here now so that you'll be able to service, fill your vehicles. So the lighting, a whole lot of additional items.
I was just wondering.
it was about
We had
420. We
about
did,
420
but that was
before.
just for the asphalt. That wasn't
Yes.
including the lighting or the landscape and whatnot. So this is all inclusive. So it's actually less than what I
That's
was
what I
thinking,
thought. That's-
because they were anticipating when we had that 420 last year that it was going to be a 30% increase because of materials. So we actually had budgeted, the county paid us $650,000 for it ahead of time. So we're actually, we did. And and the county already prepaid us the $650,000 for the parking lot already, so it's built in there.
Yeah, you would notice though that the high bid was 593,000. So it was quite a range there on the project. So would it be appropriate, Lynn, to accept or approve that bid and then
Sure.
vote on it? Okay.
Chairman,
Yes, Mark.
I make a motion to approve Birmingham Steel Coat for the parking lot improvement plan for $492,552.80.
Support.
Oh,
Good, good.
Hey.
Good. I beat you, Bruce.
He's closer, but. Okay, we have a motion and a second then to approve the Birmingham Seal Coat bid.
Was it Bruce or was it Mike?
That was Bruce.
It was Bruce, okay.
At the amount stated. Are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none, could we have a roll call in?
Sure. McDonald,
Yes.
Wakefield,
Yes.
Cyrowski,
Yes.
Flood,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Wapple, Bordeaux,
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks,
motion carries.
thanks for coming, Jim.
We're going to do a
All right,
project.
sounds good. Thank you.
One question, are we leasing or buying a tank?
We're looking at leasing.
Leasing it?
So,
Okay.
and I just got an email from them today that it looks like they'll have a $16,000 credit, but there might be a $2,000 cost. So he's been emailing me back and forth, and I've been kind of doing comparison with this Corrigan oil and Foster Fuels oil, trying to to compare the two. So we'll be talking.
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
Sounds
Thank you,
good.
Jim.
Already.
Great, thanks. Have a great day.
Thank-
All right,
Thanks for
thank
coming.
you.
Yep.
Okay, the next item under new business is the approval of a vehicle purchase. Oakland County to reimburse NOTA $83,565. Lynn, can you give
Yes.
us a little more
Sure.
detail and then we'll.
So we had But we've been talking with the county, because the county had removed all of the vehicles from our budget when they prepaid us the amount, because they said, we'll see what, we're going to evaluate it mid-year. And they, so what I went to them and I, just like we did the last vehicle a couple months ago, we said, a vehicle came available to us through Mobility Works, and they had an extra one that wasn't being claimed. And just like the last one that we did, I went to Oakland County and asked, is that okay? Would you want us to go ahead and purchase it? And they said, yes, do that, and we'll reimburse with the next budget mid-year adjustment. So we've had approval from the county to do that. It's in the amount of $83,565. We actually just took it, delivery today. It's actually out in the parking lot, right?
Right.
Is
Yeah.
that what you drove in?
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Oh, yeah, so we just picked it up today, so
Okay.
then, yeah. Any questions? It's an all-wheel drive, this one, right?
Yeah, that'll be.
I don't see any paperwork. What was the exact dollar amount?
Oh, $83,565. It's from Mills Ford.
And we have an email from the county
Second one.
directing us
Yes,
that they're going to reimburse us for it, so
Right.
something's in writing.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like that sheet right there.
What's
We
that?
got it in our packet.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so,
I move to approve the purchase of a vehicle, or is it Oakland County, for Oakland County to reimburse us for $83,565.
Or
are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call for
Sure.
approval, Lynn?
McDonald,
Yes.
Brakefield,
Yes.
Cyrowski,
yes.
Flood,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Wapple, Bordeaux, Payne.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries. We're buying another vehicle. Okay, item number C is the NOTA procurement policy, which Lynn
Right.
proposed based on the Orion Township's model. So Lynn, you want to go through that
Sure.
with us and
It's
then,
in here. It's right after the parking lot bid. It's just a one-page procurement policy. Looks like this, has Ryan Millman from the front.
Has the attorney looked at this?
I just took it right from Orion, so if we want to, we could.
we can certainly do that.
I mean, I don't know how anybody else does it. I don't have strong feelings about it one way or the other.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, look, in as much as we're looking at it now, we can review it and adopt it subject to
Review.
attorney counsel.
Okay,
How's that?
do that.
What's the pleasure of the,
I've got a question.
yes, Mr.
Now,
Brickfield?
that's basically giving you authority to purchase anything up to $20,000 without a formal bid, correct?
Right.
What is ours in township, Bruce? What can you buy?
10,000.
10,000. Most of them's 10. I'd like you to
This-
change that to 10,000.
This is coming right from Orion's. This
Well,
is
that's fine,
right,
but
right.
for
So
this
anything
one,
over 10,000, they require 2, preferably 3 written quotes. So between 10,000 and 20,000,
why
and
don't
then
we
at
just leave it at
20,000.
10,000 the way Addison Township has it?
Well,
You have a quote
I will
requirement.
say, in defense, you're right, Ed, but inflation has changed that. I mean,
Well, I can see a notion coming to our board soon, so.
yeah, well, I'm just saying that
The other thing
$10,000
is
isn't
we're
a whole
dealing
lot
with
anymore
vehicles.
like it used
Right.
to be. And what I do in our township is I can authorize up to 10,000, and I just have to get several bids like
Right.
what you would have to do.
Right.
But I don't use that very often, only in emergencies for the fire department and different things like that. You would probably only use it when you absolutely had to. Otherwise, you'd bring stuff to us anyhow.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that's mostly probably repairs and stuff. I mean, I don't have a problem.
As I read it, you can spend up to $5,000, and it's $20,000 that we have the choice to waive the bid process.
Yeah, the normal expenditures under 5 can be made by the executive director. Between 5 and 10, price quotes be obtained and made with the approval of the nodal officials,
Right, but anything over 5,000 would generally come to
Right.
the board.
Right.
Right, and I think we're going with a lot of money because we're dealing with vehicles here.
And it does have the option under it, says the NODA board reserves the right to waive the competitive bidding process for purchases such as vehicles if the board approves, so that way you can have a choice. Because like, this one came at the last minute, like, you know, you don't always have vehicles
When they
to
come,
do.
you gotta get them.
So,
Right.
right,
Okay,
Okay,
I
well,
like the way it's written, good.
okay.
I move to approve the NODA budget and procurement policy number 1.
I'll second.
okay, we have a motion and a second to approve a new policy, that one being the spending limits and bidding policy. Are there any questions on the motion? If none, we'll have a roll call vote then.
Sure. McDonald,
Yes.
Brakefield,
Yes?
Cyrowski,
Yes.
Flood,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Waffle, Bourgeot,
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Lynn, for putting that together, and it's probably a timely thing, given the way.
All the money that's been coming
Exactly.
in and gonna be coming in, yeah.
So the next item is item D, NODA Investment Policy Amendment. As Lynn indicated in her report, and under her authority as the investor for NODA, we want to modify it to add American Deposit Management LLC to the investment policy. And then after we've done that, then we will have another review and motion to authorize her to actually make that investment in Robinson Capital American Deposit. Yes, Mr. Pearson.
I would just like to say that's a policy we've been following at 250 in every bank, okay? This way, it makes it so much easier.
It
because
is.
You don't have to deal with 10 different banks because
Exactly.
as you know, you're insured up to 250,000.
Right.
So this is what, I'll get the information so I can give to our
Yeah,
treasurer.
okay.
Because this is a good way of doing it because a lot of even the county isn't paying that
No,
much now.
no.
So we've taken our money out of the county and put it into these different banks all around, but this is much better. So I
Right.
would like to make the motion that we accept the investment amendment for the what is it, Robinson Capital American Deposit?
Mm-hmm.
To add,
Policies.
Robinson is already there.
Oh.
We're adding American Deposit Management, and they also have American Deposit, they do business as American Deposit Consulting, so it's one's a wholly owned subsidiary of the other.
Yeah,
So we will be adding that to the investment policy.
that would be my motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. The board has heard a motion and a second. Are there any questions on the motion? Yes, Lynn?
Are we adding the section 2, because they reviewed our investment policy and they said that we just don't have subsection 2 listed.
Okay.
We just had to add number 2 to subsection to add it to our investment policy.
Where is that at?
There's an email that I got from the company that reviewed it,
Let me
and
pass it
so,
right to- it's right here.
Okay, you want me to add that to my motion?
just to add section
also
2
add-
to our investment policy, yes.
And I will amend my motion to add subsection 2.
Okay,
We- And Mr. Brakefield will continue the second.
okay, thank you.
That's a great way of doing it. I mean,
Oh.
instead of running from all these
It
different
is.
banks.
And it's liquid, within 24 hours, you can just,
Yeah, and in this day and age, you don't want to keep $250,000
No.
uninsured.
Okay, if there are no questions on the motion, as amended, we'll take a roll call vote, please, Lynn, for approval.
sure, McDonald,
Yes.
Brakefield,
Yes?
Cyrowski,
Yes.
Flood,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes,
Waffle,
Yes.
Bourgeot,
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
Okay. Motion carried unanimously. Okay, the next item is to invest $2 million in Robinson Capital / American Deposit Management. Lynn, do you want to give a quick
Yes. So,
referral to that?
so right now, my class, which has been doing really well, it's been earning like 5.15 this month. You know, we've been making over 13,000 a month actually, just on that, which is great. But again, it's not insured. So now that this is available, I feel like I'll take 2 million out of that and invest it in the Robinson, make sure that works okay, and we might end up transferring more, but that's what I'm looking to do, is to basically transfer 2 million out of my class into the Robinson Capital, which is insured.
Is the interest rate about the same
It's a
or?
little lower, so it's like,
Okay.
it's averaging like 4.8 versus 5.2, but the fact that it's insured makes me feel better, you know.
We just had our audit presented last night, and by going in my class, we had an 85% gain in our interest
But I can't
from one
believe
year to
it.
the next.
And
That was
I love my
amazing.
class, it's been great to work with, so,
It's not insured.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
yeah. Right.
Okay, so,
Everybody's heard of Enron and everybody. What's
Yeah.
the name of that bank in California?
Oh, yeah.
so basically now we're looking for authorization for, to authorize the director to sign the management policy with
Robinson
ADM,
Capital.
with Robinson ADM, and set up the new investment with them.
I move to authorize the director to invest $2 million in Robinson Capital American Deposit Management.
Or,
Was
Carl.
Carl? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions on the motion?
I like the idea that the CDs are being insured. That's great.
Yeah.
Way you're doing that.
And
Good
you don't
job.
pay any tax on that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll have a roll call then for that motion, please, Lynn?
sure. McDonald,
Yes.
Brakefield,
Yes.
Cyrowski,
Yes.
Flood,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Wapple,
Yes.
Bordeaux,
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries, all in favor. And I want to add too, that it's a lot of responsibility that our director has, Lynn has, in with these investments and with everything else that she does for NODA. She's been right on top of these changes and policies and that, and makes it very easy for us. So thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.
Doing a
Okay.
good job.
Lynn's got a conflict of schedule for our July 20th, 2023 meeting, which would be our next meeting. We have two options. We can either reschedule or we can cancel. Lynn, is there anything pressing that might
I can't
require
think
a
of
meeting?
anything. No.
Okay.
We still,
We
I
have
was gonna say
canceled our
July,
Usually
usually cancel
we do.
anyways.
We usually do.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Actually,
I like
some
it
ways
a lot.
I didn't want to push it, but,
Yeah.
yeah. So what's the pleasure of the board? I need a motion.
I move to cancel July's NODA meeting.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to cancel the regular July 20th, 2023 meeting. Any questions on the motion? If none, all in favor of the motion to cancel the meeting on July 20th, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no.
I'd like you
Okay.
to remember that for the Pollyant Trail too.
Talk to the trail manager. Okay. Finally, we had a situation arise just recently wherein one of our employees of NODA, one of the full-time employees, has a MERS pension plan from his previous employment. And it turns out that I'm going to turn it over to Lynn
Okay.
to explain
Sure.
why we're talking about it.
Right. So Mike, our operations manager, previously a police officer, has a disability pension, and there's a limit of how much money he can make. And he thought it was his final average comp, but he just got a letter last week saying that he had to pay back some of what he got last year, and obviously had a big increase this year. So we've been talking about how to handle that, and whether he go to part-time or what was the situation. But we called MERS today to see if we can set up a DC plan for the to defer that money, the extra money for him this year and next year, so that that money he'll still get, but it'll be just into the retirement plan. He won't have access to it till he retires. Well, and that will, that's not going to be counted against him. So we went to MERS, we talked to them today, and they said as long as it's not, it's not going to be in his W-2 this way. And so then she today, just about an hour before the meeting, came up with a DC plan, and I've sent out the calculations of what I did. So basically, I could calculate how much he's earned to date so far this year, how much he can earn based on his requirements. The difference we're going to defer, spread it over the 14 pays remaining in 23, so that money will just be deferred into his plan. He'll still remain working full time, and everything will be the same. And then next year for 24, it's set up so that he'll get a salary of 50,000, spread as normal. The difference is going to be deferred comp to make it the total package. So this is what the MERS DC plan separate for him, and they said we can adjust it as we go. If it changes, we can make adjustments for it. But that's
When we have the same plan, a lot of our employees put all of their money into defer, but there is a maximum there. What is the maximum?
they said with the 401A there's not. So it's not the 457 plan, it's the 401A, and with the 401A that she said that there's not. So this is still got to be pending to make sure that it's approved, because it literally just happened. We have payroll next week, so I kind of wanted to. And we were in the process of maybe is he going to be part-time? Are we canceling benefits? We were just trying to figure out what to do. But I feel like this is the best answer for everybody. But we still need to get confirmation to make sure from his side, from the person you talked to and the person that we talked to, they both sounded like that it's going to be fine. I just want to get the verification.
So I know, like some of our, they're allowed to make a certain amount, which is, I thought it was 19,000 or whatever.
That's Social Security.
That's the security.
Well, even with our, for the deferred.
Yes.
Can only put so much in there, but, so on the wages, what we're gonna do is just defer basically his the whole paycheck.
Not the whole, well, he's going to get $875 for the rest of each pay this year.
Uh-huh.
To spread that amount that he can over the 14 pays is what I did. So he'll get like $875. That's how much he can earn in real earnings, and then as far as cash earnings, and then the rest of it's going to be deferred.
Well, that doesn't make any difference.
No, it doesn't affect us anyway, but
No,
it's just a
and
plan. Yeah,
And it is part of the MERS. MERS has that defined contribution
Yes.
as a part of it. We just didn't have to take advantage of it until this
now.
happened.
So did you say he's on disability retirement from pension, from MERS?
Yeah.
So, not my business, but, so we have no idea when the disability is going to end? Or it will end at Social Security age?
It ends at 60.
Okay, at 60? Okay.
What happened was I had 2 knee replacements, and in the city of Bloomfield Hills, they're public safety department. So we did both police and fire.
Right.
So what caused the disability was I couldn't do the fire.
Oh, this is you.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought it was, but I wanted to clarify.
So I couldn't do the fire portion because I couldn't climb ladders and couldn't support.
Absolutely.
Well, then once I got my knees done, then I could do the fire, but I can't do the police. So I can't go back to Bloomfield.
Gotcha. Well, I collect MERS also, so I just was curious about that. About the, having you're only allowed to collect so much. So that was my curiosity. So this is only going to last us a few years then, that we're going to be doing this. Okay.
Right.
He's still got a long time. Long
Yeah.
way to go.
20
You got
years.
another 10 years, you say?
Mr. Brakefield had his hand up.
I believe that what's happening right now is you two are handling this thing very well. I mean,
Yeah.
who are we to tell you and Mike how to handle this? Because, again, this is Mike's, and you're trying to do what's best for Mike. Mike's trying to do what's best for everybody. So I don't know. I know this needs to be brought to the board, but I'm not sure what action we could make except give you a motion to approve.
This
handle it,
We need to have a board approval for this adoption agreement for MERS.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all that it
All we
is.
could do
It's
is
just to,
give
just to make
approval
sure that
to
you're adopting
MERS
it.
wants-
I just want to
MERS
explain what it's
wants-
related
Well, I
to.
think
so
that
we
works, and if we
And I-
just-
I-
yeah.
Second, and I
think-
second.
There's been a motion and a second. Is
Oh,
there any-
who's the motion? I'm sorry. Oh,
Motion was
oh,
Ed,
okay.
second was Margie.
all right.
I think Mike should work for free, though.
And the only comment I want to make, and it was the first thing, and this is one of those cases where Lynn contacted me and said, "Here's what's going on. You know, where do we go with this with the board?" And my main question was, well, how does this affect our operations? It doesn't. So that being said, the motion and second, I
As
think
long
are
as it's
appropriate.
legitimate, we can do this,
So,
that's not
so
good.
the motion is to authorize the director, under the authority of the NOTA board to sign, enter in the appropriate documents for the defined contribution plan. I guess
I would,
per person,
I
or
just-
is this a broad, is this something that?
I think we just need to have the board approve this adoption agreement. This operations manager MERS defined contribution adoption agreement is really what it is.
So this is,
But it's
this
one
is a thing
person.
for just this
It's
person,
just this
one
person,
individual
and
case.
it's really just set up right now for 2 years. They've just set up this year and next year, and then we'll
Well,
have to
right,
do
and
an
there's not
amendment.
a lot of
or-
likelihood that this is going to happen again.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'd just like to add that if Lynn would just make sure that NOTA is protected on this, so that we're not doing anything
Oh,
that would not be proper for the
All right.
IRS or whatever.
Okay, well, she's going to be talking to the attorney anyway about the other policy, so. So we'll have a roll call vote then on the authorization for the director to make the necessary plan amendments.
okay. McDonald,
Yes.
Brakefield,
Yes.
Cyrowski,
Yes.
Flood,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yeah.
Wappel. Yes. Bordeaux.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carried. Next item is public comments. Hearing none, we'll move on to receiving and filing the monthly rider and mileage reports.
So moved.
Second.
That'd be a little quicker, Carl. We have a motion and a second to receive and file the reports. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Board member comments? Carl?
Just like to say, everybody have a happy July, and we'll see you in August.
Agreed.
I have nothing, thank you.
A good meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It looks like you've done a lot of hard work lately, Lynn, and we thank you for it.
Same sentiments here, thank you.
Please.
And I just want you to know, I drove 7,000 miles in my motorhome just to get back.
Well, thank you, Bruce.
Somebody lift my feet up now.
Next, gonna clean up.
Yeah. No,
You know,
I think
there's
I've-
still snow in Montana and Wyoming. Yeah,
Really?
everybody's asking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I think everybody's already heard my sentiments. Lynn, Mike, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there another motion out there?
Make a
somewhere?
motion, we adjourn.
Support.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Next regular meeting is canceled, so you'll get a notification in August.